concept is tool life. How you define tool life? So tool life is defined as time interval between which tool works satisfactorily. Okay, between successive grinding, you have to add that. Tool life is not nothing but from new tool to scrapping of the tool. Between new tool to scrapping of the tool or discarding of the tool is subjected to grinding. Okay, more time. Okay, you will not throw the tool once it get wear out. Okay, you will go for regrinding, isn't it? So that's why tool life is defined as time duration between which tool works satisfactorily between the successive grinding. Okay, time duration. Okay, between which tool works satisfactorily. Okay, between the two successive grinding. Okay, see time duration up to which tool works satisfactorily between the two successive grinding. Okay, between two successive grinding means so as you know, once the tool cutting edges frank wear take place, the sharp edge will become flat. So after sharp edge will become flat, you will go for regrinding of the tool to get the sharpness back. So the duration by which okay tool work satisfactorily between two successive grinding is termed as tool life. Okay, so it is also the various way we can define the tool life. Okay, it is expressed in terms of time. Okay, time duration between the two successive grinding up to which tool works satisfactorily without any noise vibration. Okay, and it will giving good surface finish. So if surface finish value decreases means that life of the tool is uh, decrease. Okay, it has to give satisfactory result. Okay, so that means it has to give good surface finish. It has to consume less power. It has to consume less forces. Temperature should be less. Okay, if the tool get flattened, if the edge get flattened, the adverse effect. What is the adverse effect of the tool wear? That is increased temperature, increased cutting force, surface finish will be less. So these are the adverse effect. When this adverse effect take place, once a tool loses its life, the adverse effect will take place. That's why the tool life is defined as time interval between which tool works satisfactorily between the two successive grinding. Okay, so as an engineer, so we know tool is a very most critical part of the machining. Okay, so you have to use the tool for maximum extent. Okay, so with the help of regrinding, you can bring back the original geometry into the tool. Okay, for maximum extent you have to use the tool. A single point cutting tool, it is having a 15 centimeter length. For example, up to 4 centimeter you can use. You have to have a shank portion to hold on the tool post, up to which you can regrind and you reuse the tool. Okay, you will not, once the tool it just lasts, you will not throw the tool as a scrap. You will go for regrinding. Again you bring the cutting edges back and you will use. Okay, so it is expressed in terms of time period measured from the start of the cut to failure of the tool. Time period between two successive resharpening is termed as tool life. Some of the ways of measuring tool life here you see. So if you take the cutting parameter, constant feed, constant depth of cut, and constant feed rate, so tool life is also expressed in terms of number of component machine between the two successive grinding. By keeping all cutting parameter constant, feed, depth of cut, and speed. Okay, so it is also expressed in terms of number of component machine between the two successive grinding, and also it can express it as volume of the material removed between the two successive grinding. So tool life, it is not only expressed in terms of time, it can also express it in terms of number of component machine between two successive grinding. So by keeping all cutting parameter constant, feed rate, depth of cut, speed, these three parameters should be constant so that you can express tool life in terms of number of component machine during successive grinding, or total volume of the material removed between two successive grinding, or total length of the cut. For example, you are doing turning operation of a lengthy bar. So if you can turn the workpiece material for say 1 meter or 2 meter between the two successive grinding, it is also expressed as total length of the cut you taken between the two successive grinding. Limiting value of surface finish. As I told you, if tool is good, okay, so then you are giving constant surface finish. Okay, surface finish is nothing but it's also expressed as surface roughness. Okay, so there will be some limiting value up to which it is acceptable. Okay, if the surface finish value decreases means tool loses its ability, okay, to give good surface finish. Once it reduce that limiting value of surface finish, we said the tool life of the tool is uh, over. Okay, and increasing the cutting force. If the cutting force increases, even you are keeping the cutting parameter constant, feed, depth of cut, speed, you are keeping this term constant, still cutting forces are increasing. That means, so you have a machine tool dynamometer, you will fix it on the lathe. When you are working on the machine, you can take the value of cutting forces. As the cutting forces increasing means it means that the life of the tool is long. You have to go for regrinding. It is also expressed in terms of cutting force also. If the cutting force increases, even by keeping other parameter constant, then it is said to be tool is lost its life. We have to go for regrinding. And also it is expressed in terms of dimensional accuracy. It is also same as we discussed with the help of diagram. Dimensional error will come due to flatness of the tool. Okay, when the dimensional accuracy, so there will be limit, upper limit and lower limit, as you discussed in your triple M class. So when that limit crosses, okay, plus or minus 5 mm or plus or minus 0.05 mm, like that, there will be limit. When that dimensional accuracy crosses, so it's said to be tool will get flat. That's why you are not getting proper dimension. Okay, overheating and fuming. So due to overheating also, by keeping other parameter constant, so we expect some temperature will rise up to 600 degree or 500 degree. If it is overheating means what? With the more surface, the tool is rubbing against the workpiece. Only sharp point is rubbing against the tool workpiece material means heat is not much. When the uh, the due to flank wear, the cutting edge will become flat. When it become flat, the contact between the or friction between the tool and the workpiece will be more. So then the overheating of the tool will take place, and also presence of chatter. Okay, so these are the various ways in which you measure the tool life. So tool life is expressed in terms of one equation. So in order to find out tool life, there is one equation is there. It is called Taylor tool life equation. It is expressed as Taylor's tool life equation. Okay, it is given by the scientist named Taylor, okay, Francis Taylor. So it is the equation is Vt to the power of n is equal to C. In this slide, it is given as Vt to the power of B. Okay, in your textbook it is given as Vt to the power of n is equal to C. That is Taylor tool life equation. Okay, where V is nothing but cutting speed. Okay, and T is nothing but tool life in minute. Okay, B or n is constant. It is for different tool material, and the constant is different. And C is called machining constant. For HSS material, it is given as 50. Okay. So tool life, you can find out the life of the tool with the help of equation Vt to the power of n is equal to C. It is called as Taylor tool life equation or Francis Taylor tool life equation. So in the right side, you can see the graph is given. So in y-axis it is logarithmic value of logarithmic time. In x-axis it is logarithmic speed. So the slide is not properly visible, I think. Logarithmic tool life in time. Okay, in the y-axis it is cutting speed. Okay, so you see ceramic tool. Okay, will be having a more tool life compared to other tool. Okay, when the speed increases, as the speed increases, life of the tool will be decreases. Okay, actually it is having exponential relationship. When you take it on log scale, it will be a linear relationship. When you take the logarithmic graph of speed versus tool life, so in minute you will get a linear curve. So if you take it a normal value of cutting speed and tool life, it is a exponential. Two terms, n and c is constant. Okay, n is depends on tool material. Okay, tool material. For HSS it is 0.1. C is machining constant. So it is again depends on relative hardness of the tool and workpiece. Okay. See, the N value for cemented carbide tool is given as 0.125 and C value is 100 for cemented carbide tool. Whereas HSS, N is 0.1 and C is 50. See, this equation is given by Francis Taylor in 1900. So Vt to the power of n is equal to constant. So this in this equation we have cutting speed and tool life. Only two terms. So the generalized Taylor equation by considering feed and depth of cut. So that is feed and depth of cut is a small effect compared to cutting speed. Cutting speed is the major factor which will affect the tool life. Okay, as you increase the cutting speed, the life of the tool will decrease exponentially. Okay, but when compared to cutting speed, feed and depth of cut has less effect on the tool life. Okay, so if you consider feed and depth of cut, if you are varying feed of that, most of cutting, why you are taken that Vt to the power of n is equal to constant, because in generally during cutting we'll maintain feed and depth of cut constant. That's why it is not included in the first equation. So if you consider that Vt to the power of n is equal to constant, so by considering feed and depth of cut, that equation will reduce to Vt to the power of n, f to the power of n and d to the power of p is equal to constant, where v is cutting speed, T is tool life, and N and C depends on feed, depth of cut, work material and tooling material. Okay, so you see in the below table for different tool material, N and C values are given. So for high speed steel, N value is equal to 0.125, for cemented carbide 0.25, for steel work ceramic tool 0.6. Whereas C value for different tool also given. Okay. Next one is factor affecting on the tool life. Okay. In that equation only given, cutting speed is the major factor which affect the tool life. V T to the power of n is equal to constant. You have only two factors there. One is speed and another one is tool life. Okay. When the cutting speed decreases, tool life increases exponentially. Okay. What are the other factors? It affects the tool life, depth of cut, feed rate. Okay. So here the sum of the list of factor affecting on the tool life. Cutting speed is the major factor. Okay, which will affect the tool life. If you increase the cutting speed, okay, tool life will be decreases exponentially. So next slide I will show the exponential curve. The previous curve that it is shown in logarithmic scale. Logarithmic scale, it is a linear curve, tool life versus cutting speed. If you are taking it on a normal scale, it will be exponential curve. Okay, so cutting speed is the major factor which affected tool life. Okay, then physical property of the workpiece material. As physical property, that is nothing but, so what is the property? Hardness, ductility, toughness of the workpiece material that will affect the tool life. When you are machining a ductile material, you know, so ductile material, continuous chips will be produced, smooth working will take place. Okay, ductile material require less cutting forces, so life of the tool will be more when you are machining on a ductile material. When you are machining on a brittle material or hard material, life of the tool will decreases because of more hardness and strength. When high tensile material you are machining, when you are machining a high tensile material, more cutting forces will be there. Okay, so that leads to less tool life. And also area of cut. Area of cut is also nothing but depth of cut. If you give more depth of cut, again the cutting life will be decreases. More depth of cut increase the cutting forces, so that will reduce the tool life. Again, feed to depth of cut ratio also decrease the tool life. If you give more feed, tangential force will increase us. That will lead to less tool life. Shape and angle of the tool life. Okay, which angle will decide the life of the tool? So as we discussing various angles during geometry of single point cutting tool. So as we discuss roles of different angles also. Okay, rake angle will affect the life of the tool. Okay, rake angle. What is the role of rake angle? So chip formation depends on rake angle. What type of chip formation? How the chip will be slide on the tool face? It will depend on rake angle. Okay, and also tool life will be depends on rake angle. Okay, cutting edge angle. Okay, what is the role of cutting edge angle? Distribution of heat and cutting forces. Okay, so cutting edge angle decides the distribution of temperature and cutting forces. Clearance angle decides the of the tool. Majorly rake angle will affect the tool life. Okay, if we have less rake angle, what happens? The pressure of the chip on the workpiece material, the pressure of the chip on the tool face will be high when you have less rake angle. Okay, when the pressure is more means friction between the chip and the tool face will be high, so thereby tool life will be decreases. If you increasing the rake angle, what happen? The pressure of the chip on the tool will be decreases up to certain extent only. The increasing rake angle increase the tool life. So if you increases, if you keep on increasing the rake angle, means tool will become weak. The web thickness will reduce. Tool will become weak. That's why optimum rake angle is necessary to increase the tool life. Okay. The smaller rake angle leads to less tool life. Optimum rake angle will increase the tool life. So then tool material and heat treatment. Again, the tool material, as you know, uh, carbon tools, okay, will not withstand hardness at high temperature. Okay, the life of the tool will be less in carbon steel. When you compare to ceramic tool, ceramic tool will withstand hardness at high temperature. Okay, so depending upon tool material also, life of the tool will be depends. Okay, ceramic tool will gives more tool life compared to HSS tool. Okay, when you are comparing tool life with constant cutting parameter, the first one top ranking tool will be diamond tool. So you will not use often. General purpose you will not use diamond tool because of the costly price of the diamond tool is high. Okay. The first rank when it comes to tool life is diamond tool. Next one is CBN tool. Okay, it is also comes under ceramic tool. Ceramic tool is the second rank, and third will be having coated carbide tool, then carbide tool, then HSS tool. Okay. So depending upon tool material also, life of the tool will depend. Okay. Carbide tool and ceramic tool will use more tool life. Okay. So next one is nature and quantity of coolant. Okay. So if you use coolant, again the temperature, you will decrease the temperature, and as well as friction will be minimized, so that life of the tool will increases. Use of coolant will also increase the life of the tool. Okay, then next one is rigidity of tool and workpiece. Okay, that means what? What is mean by rigidity of tool and workpiece? How strongly you grip the workpiece into the spindle, or how strongly you grip the tool into the tool post. If it is not rigidly fit, means there is a uh, vibration related problem. If any small sort of vibration is there, means the depth of cut keep on varying, so that will subject it to fatigue load on the tool. Okay, so that will create a problem. Okay, so you have to fix the tool and workpiece rigidly into the uh, tool holder or workpiece holder, so that vibration related problem will not be there. Okay, tool can work satisfactorily. And also it depends on nature of cut. The nature of cut means whether you are doing continuous cut or intermediate cut. So if you are doing continuous cut, the cutting forces will be equal, okay, on the tool. So that the temperature will be increases, so up to certain time, then you have to stop working to give uh, uh, some to ease out the temperature in the tool. Okay, the intermediate cut resulting in thermal stresses due to, as I told you in previous classes, if you are drilling a hole on the plate, or if you are drilling a hole on the metal block, you keep on taking the tool out of the metal block to take new position. Okay, when you are moving into the next position, there is a time delay that leads to temperature drop on the tool material. Intermediate cut vary the temperature on the tool. So when temperature vary, tool will expand and contract. That will subjected to thermal stresses. Okay, it's also depend on nature of cut. Nature of cut means whether you are doing continuous cut or intermediate cut. Okay, these are the factor on which tool life